From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Kendol Morgan.
And I'm Denis Chabrol with the latest from across the Caribbean.
In Guyana, head of the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation's Accident and Emergency Department, Dr. Zulfikar Box, is worried about the increasing trend of armed persons invading hospitals to finish off injured rivals. There have been similar incidents in Trinidad and Tobago and Belize in recent weeks.
What happened in Trinidad is a real eye-opener for the entire system, not just in Guyana, but obviously in the Caribbean and the world. Interpersonal violence that is occurring outside of public domain now being brought into institutions such as the GPAC. So yes, we've had experiences over the years with those instances, but my concerns is that it's occurring more frequently.
Dr. Bucks says that earlier this month, a patient at the Accident and Emergency Unit was injured by his attackers while he was receiving treatment.
One case was a person who was stabbed twice to the chest, came into the emergency department, and the assailants came to continue the course of action that they started. Came into the department and they pulled out a knife and actually attempted to stab him. It did cause a small laceration. The entire department had to take siege because there was quite a few attackers, and unfortunately the victim had to run out and seek cover outside of the institution.
Saying that it is the most fragile of its borrowing member countries, the Caribbean Development Bank says it has given Haiti special attention. The announcement by the CDB's acting president Isaac Solomon came in remarks to Wednesday's opening of the bank's annual Board of Governors meeting in Ottawa, Canada.
In education, we are actively supporting the government's National Education Plan by preparing 2 new projects. In ongoing vocational training effort, we are equipping 4 technical institutes, and we will be training over 700 women to enhance their employability and entrepreneurial skills. Our board of directors approved a special $5 million grant to help Haiti deliver electricity via 3 mini-grid to rural communities.
Meanwhile, Canada's Minister of International Development, Ahmed Hussein, has announced just over $11 million in new financing to support initiatives in several Caribbean countries. Hussein is also the current chairman of the Board of Governors of the Caribbean Development Bank.
This includes $5 million to the Inter-American Development Bank's Compete Caribbean Plus to help create an enabling environment for economic growth and investment in the region. $4.2 million to the Environmental Foundation of Jamaica to address the inadequate availability of climate-adapted infrastructure in urban communities. And finally, a $2 million top-up to the UNFPA to advance sexual and reproductive health and rights for women and girls in Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago.
Premier of the Nevis Island Administration, Mark Brantley, believes that small jurisdictions should retain a system to manage free movement of people. He says the problem is not migration from other Eastern Caribbean territories whose population sizes are similar, but from larger CARICOM countries.
When, however, you put CARICOM in the mix and you consider that Haiti alone has 11 million people, Jamaica has, I believe, well over 2 million, Trinidad has over 1 million, Guyana has close to 1 million the last time I checked. If those people were to go on the move, you realize that little spaces like St. Kitts and Nevis could be swamped overnight. And that has been my argument, that we have to manage that, because notwithstanding we need people, you can't just throw open your borders and invite persons to come in, and then you have your systems overrun.
Barbados is investigating how much of its historical records were lost after a fire, believed triggered by a lightning strike, burnt one of the buildings housing part of the National Archives. Dr. Chantal Munro-Knight is the minister responsible for archives.
We're still making an assessment of the full damage. We were able to retrieve some records, and the team is on site trying to salvage those records. But this is still a major blow for us.
Elsewhere in the region, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, is this week marking its 43rd anniversary with activities across the sub-region.
And leader of Guyana's main opposition People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, is denying that he sexually harassed fellow party member Vanessa Kisoon in his vehicle. This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp at +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.